There we go.
Red light's on. All right, so we're going. Here we go. Let's see what's in here. Like I say, I got a pretty good idea of some of the stuff in here, but I imagine I will be surprised by some of the things I pull out. This thing's got about 8 gazillion pockets on it. Little pockets here. You know what? Let's see. Hopefully something fun. Hopefully something useful. That would be good. Okay. Yeah, see, it's some earplugs, of course. If I do any shooting, earplugs are good to have. So I got those. I'll put those back in there. Wes S., you're going to love this. This is some official, bona fide, stay home this Friday socks. How about that? I got a pair of socks in here, and that's what they're labeled. This is what they are completely for. Now, Gavin, I'm curious. Gavin, do you know what that stands for?
Shit hits the fan.
That, he said it, not me. We're not going to let his parents watch this one. But that is what that means. But as Wes says, stay home this Friday. I like that. So anyway, I got those. The spare socks are good. Now, you know, it's kind of a funny thing, I guess, to pull out. But no kidding. If you've ever done very much walking or hiking, a pair of socks, a clean, good, soft pair of socks after you've kind of wiped your feet down, feels good. Gavin has done loads of backpacking, loads of backcountry trips up in the Waimanuche Wilderness, which is right back up here. His granddad is a big-time hiker and backpacker, so Gavin knows exactly what we're talking about. So, pocket number 2, door number 2, pocket number 2, a little Leatherman tool. I'd be surprised if this is the real deal Leatherman. No, this is a Husky tool, and it's pretty handy. Am I moving around too much? Got the pliers, the wire cutters, and of course just some of the other basic little, maybe you need them, maybe you don't, tools. I mean, it's got a nail file. Who isn't going to need a nail file to keep looking good if they're out trying to get away from everything, right? And then of course it's got a blade on here, which I bet needs to be sharpened. Gavin and I have been doing some sharpening of some knives today too. We had the old Smith honing set out, getting a little bit of that done. So there's that. Now I don't know what the cool thing to do is. You know what? We'll set everything out while we're doing it. We'll just leave it all sitting out. How about that? Put those out where they can be read prominently. That's just too much fun. All right, let's go for a side pocket. What do we got in here? Nothing. So that's good. Nothing doesn't weigh very much. Nothing is pretty easy to carry. We got a bottle of water. Got some floaties in it. It doesn't look bad. Let's find out. Passes the smell test. That works. If I start throwing up here in a few minutes, you'll know I should have run it through the water filter first. But I feel pretty good about it. Alright. Door number 1, 2, 3, 4. Door number 5. We've got nothing again. You would think a pack that had nothing in it wouldn't be so heavy. Honestly, though, a lot of this, and I'll talk about this here in a little bit, but between all these packs right here, obviously, if I have to take off somewhere and I'm by myself, I'm not carrying all 3 packs. I'd look like a fool and feel like one, too. So, I can move things around based on whatever situation I'm in, what bag I've got with me, which other 2 bags, whatever else. Plus, as an electrician, I've got all kinds of stuff on any truck I'm driving. I've got tools and tarps and just no telling what in there for doing different things. So these bags are all kind of a mix and match, fit whatever, but the idea is I've got something if I need it. All right, door number 6. Blistex, a little bit of lip balm, and I just kept it in the cardboard because the cardboard could help as a fire starter, so no big deal. I got a plastic bag, a little grocery bag. I'm always big on those. I got a couple of rescue inhalers. Once in a great while, I wrestle with a little bit of asthma. It's not very often, and it's never really affected me from doing anything, whether big, long hiking, backpacking trips, running. I used to be maybe not a long distance runner, but when I lived up in the mountains in Colorado, I averaged about 5 miles a day running. But I always had one of these with me just in case, and even though I haven't had to use one in quite a while, just in case. Throw those back in there. This right here is going to turn out to be a little first aid kit. It's going to be my guess. Just one of those little sock kits that's got some stuff in it. Gavin, how are we doing on time?
You're right at 5 minutes.
Right at 5 minutes. All right. I hate for my videos to run too long, so they get boring. All right, everything's in a Ziploc bag here, but I got the basic first aid stuff here. I've got little antibiotic ointment. I've got some Band-Aids of different sizes. I got some Q-tips in case my ear itches or in case I need to apply something. And I've got a bag or bottle of some various painkillers here, which in this case all turn out to be the little ibuprofens that I think do me the most good. Your mileage may vary. Some people like acetaminophen or aspirin, but ibuprofen works for me. So, put those guys back in there. Alright, voila. Now, what is it? That was it for that one. Okay, door number 7. We're working our way up to the big pockets. Alright, in here, good for me. I got a big thing of cord of it's just a kind of a nylon braided cord here. It's not a paracord, but it's that type of thing. It's got the individual strands in it that I could pull apart and use if I needed to. I bet there's probably not 30 feet, maybe 40 feet on there, but that's the kind of thing you can work with. Bandanas. Absolutely, bandanas. Multitude of uses. You can use it as a dust mask over your face, which I've done many
too.
times.
I do it at work too.
Absolutely. And you can use it as a, I mean, you know what a bandana is for. You can use it for 100,000 different things. I have a Mylar bag in there, which has different uses too. Mylar bags weigh nothing. And you can put water in it. You can put things in them to keep them dry. So, there's that. I was going to keep it out in the open, wasn't I? I should write SHTF on this shot too, shouldn't I? No, I shouldn't. Alright, what else have we got? I have got trash bags. Oh yeah. And trash. Trash bags, you know what they're good for. These things are good for everything. You can stuff them full of leaves or pine needles and make a mattress out of it. You can use it as a poncho. You can keep other things dry. What is that? I feel something there. I don't know. It's just, oh, I see. That's just, okay. That's just one of these little pockets on here. So, we'll start going through these pockets. I forgot it had all these little guys. I don't know if there's anything in any of them. We'll find out. Nope. And no. And no. And no. And yes. Ooh, batteries. I'll be wanting to check these guys. I don't know how long these have been in here. They may have an expiration date. Alright. And then here's this one. Ah, little crush hat. These things are pretty handy. Hats, I'm not a big hat guy, but there are times when hats are completely necessary and good to have. If you're out in the sun or even in a small rain, put a hat like that on. That will protect your head a whole lot better. Even in cold weather, these are fairly warm. I don't know if this will fit over my bandana or not, or if this even fits my head. This may be, no, it does fit me. So I've got that. There's a chance that I would have been carrying this for one of my girls to use, because they've all got smaller heads. Alright, what else? I feel something. The real deal paracord. I mean, sure enough, I think. Anyway, cordage of some sort. And, emergency food. This would be the smoked oysters. I'm curious what the expiration date on this one is. I may have to eat this one today if it's getting close. Let's find out. By the way, I've eaten these. This one is good. Oh, this one's still fine. This is good up until the day before my birthday of last year. 2016, is that what this is? 2 years ago. This one hit its expiration date 2 years ago, but I'm telling you, it's fine. I may eat these later just because they're old. I love smoked oysters. I love smoked oysters. Especially with tortilla chips and cheddar cheese. That's the way to do it, Gavin. Stick with me, bud. Alright, so, little emergency food ration there. That it? I think that's it for that one. Okay, now let's get into the big guy here. I know a couple of things for sure that are in here. One of the things I forgot about, though, was the old tactical shemagh. This is basically an oversized bandana. I mean, if I ever want to be a terrorist, I'm good to go, bud, right here. I can fold this thing up 100 different ways and use it for a multitude of things. I actually kind of like this thing. Alright, so tactical shemagh goes right there. Not quite so tactical first aid kit. People walking down the road looking at me like I'm crazy. They may be right. Alright, in this first aid kit, This is one of the ones that travels all the time. I use this for work and everything. I've got just a multitude of different things in here. I've got a glasses repair kit, which is not exactly first aid. A little forehead thermometer. I got a really good set of tweezers. I got another really good pair of tweezers, because some of the work I do, I get some pretty serious little metal slivers and other kind of splinters. I got band-aids. I got more band-aids and gauze strips. I got eye wash. I got an eye wash cup. Some of this stuff I don't use as often, but I've been glad I had it. I got needles for sewing and for getting out splinters. Good purpose there. I got trash. Now I don't got trash. See how easy that was. And I got tape, of course. So that's what we got in this first aid kit. It could use a few things. There's a couple of things I need, but along with that other little one right here, this covers, I guarantee this covers 90% of all the injuries I ever get. And I get injured fairly often. Alright, let's see what else we got. Here we go. Here we go. Big time right there. This is the water filter I use, and I don't mind advertising for them because these water filters are great. I love these pump filters. These dudes right here, I first discovered this brand of filter, and it may be a little heavier than some of the ones on the market, but I guarantee this dude filters out everything and has 2 or 3 really great features. I've talked about it before in some of the comments and all, but it has the pump right here, and this is one of the newer ones. Some of the ones I've got are the older ones from back in the 90s. Maybe even further back than that. But this has a cartridge filter on right here that you can take apart, turn it around, and pump clean water back through it to wash it back out. If you're pumping water that's got a lot of sediment and a lot of trash and stuff in it, it's got a pre-filter on it that'll catch a lot of it, but a lot of the little stuff will get caught up inside this filter here, and being able to turn them around and backwash them is a big deal. I promise you, I have had to do it before. Okay, Gavin says we're at 12 minutes, so we're going to start hurrying. Anyway, this right here, ask me about it. I'll tell you all about these. I can't sing their praises enough. They're kind of, I think if you buy it brand new from somewhere, you may pay up to 120 bucks. But if you get them on eBay, these things are on eBay all the time from 20 bucks on up. The spare filters you can pick up for another 20 or 30 bucks. So that's what I typically do. I've got a bunch of these just to keep in different places. Every vehicle has 1 or 2. I give them away as gifts. I want people to know about these. Alright, I have, this is just a little ammo bag. Sometimes I carry a pistol in this, but right here we just got a little spare ammo because this is what I typically carry. This is my carry weapon right here. 45 ACP. Inspect it, it's clear. I keep it on half cock. Some guys carry full cock with a hammer block. I carry half cock. I've been carrying this pistol 30 or 40 years. Not 40, I guess, but 30 plus anyway. I got this back in the early 80s. And so this is my carry pistol. And so I carry spare ammo. Now I've got 2 or 3 different types of ammo. I've got 45, I've got 45, I've got 308, the basic steel case stuff, because as I'll talk about later, 308 is one of my favorite calibers, and that's what I use a whole bunch. So that's what this is, spare ammo. And like I say, this bag is the one, no matter which vehicle I get in, if I trade vehicles, this bag trades with me along with that little man purse that I showed you a while ago too. This isn't light. Some of this stuff is not real light, but we'll talk about that later too. I have a plan. Alright, what else we got? There's a little pocket right here. It doesn't feel like it's got anything in it, so we're going to ignore that. Now, depending on how I want to carry, this is a leg holster. It's one of those strap down, put a belt, hook it to your belt and strap it around your leg. And this works real well. I've used this holster in shooting competitions and things like that, and it does just fine. So I'm good with that guy right there. This right here is another key component to the stuff that we carry as part of our get home, get away, whatever you want to call it, componentry. An EMP is one of the things I consider possible. So I've got it in this Mylar bag here, which has some EMP protection against that kind of thing. And then I've got it in a can here, which is also foil lined to give it a little bit of extra protection. Now, is that actually going to do the job? I don't know. But what I've got is the good old standby, everybody knows it, Baofeng UV5 type radio, which the battery is good on. So that's good to know. I usually have at least one of these with me. In the pickup, my wife and girls are down in town right now. They're down in Pagosa Springs shopping and doing some of that kind of stuff. The mother-in-law's up here with us too. And so in the truck that they're in down there, there are at least 2 radios in there, plus whatever get-home bag that might be in there as well. So we're covered for that eventuality. Something else we carry too, that all my radios have, and a lot of my friends that have radios, Gavin's dad and mom have one of these, and they've got one of these sheets right here that has some frequencies on it, and we wrote a couple of frequencies down on the bottom here that we use so we know where to look for each other if something happens. We know which channels to go to so we can call out and try to find each other and figure it out. So we've got those. This is a little connector for a different antenna. So that's that guy right there. Now, I think that is the contents of this bag, but it's not. I'm a happy boy. I've been wondering where this was. I thought it was gone. I forgot it was in here. Bandana. Can't have too many of them. I'm telling you, can't have too many of them, especially the good old Amarillo, Texas bandana. That's a cool one. I love that one. What I really am happy to find here is my trench knife. Buddy, let me tell you. This dude right here is not meant for making friends. This dude right here is meant for solving problems. And between the punching power of these, I'm not going to say we're not going to talk about it. Anyway, these things do what they're supposed to do. I would hate to get stuck with this guy, but the ice pick on this thing is perfect. You got a big block of ice, you can chip a little bit off there and mix you up a good drink with this guy right here. So here we go. Anyway, that's what I've got. That's what we have in this bag right here. Now there's another pouch that I don't use in here. It's a side back pouch that some things could go in. But there's some good padding right here, and I'd rather have the good padding if I'm going to carry this very far. So anyway, I don't know where we are. I'm guessing we're at about 18 minutes now, but yep, Gavin says yep. See, he's my cameraman. So that's what I've got in that one. I'm going to put all this back together, and then here in a little bit we'll open up another one and see what we got in one of those. Oh, I am so happy I found this, Gavin. I can't tell you. Talk to y'all in a bit.